There has been a lot of despair going around lately when talking about Thaemine Raid and when it's releasing in April and people want a lot more time. They're not there yet. They want to do hard mode. So today I'm going to talk about normal mode a little bit and then pushing to hard mode. If I'm going to make it, if you should push for it, can you push for it? So let's go ahead and talk about getting to 1610, which I think, in my opinion, is extremely doable. And this is taking into account that you are pushing your main. So you're using event boxes on your main. You're getting your dailies done on your main each day. You're doing your cubes as soon as you get them. You're not letting them stack up. Taking that into account, even if you're around, let's say 1595 right now. So you've been doing a con, you've gotten all of your pieces already, and you're there, you're almost doing a con hard mode. And you want to get to 1610 by Thaemine Release. I think getting to 1610 is 100% doable, and if you consistently play the game, you will very likely get there. Based on the average scenarios here, you are definitely going to be getting 2 million shards. You can farm or use your own trade skills, or even you'll make enough gold to buy these prime Rehas. You will make these blues in that amount of time, you'll make these reds in that amount of time, and you will get these stones in that amount of time. And how do I know this? Because I make spreadsheets. And I already know how much material you're gonna be getting per week. Now, I calculated the non-tradables as well. You will likely be getting very close to this amount. So in 13 weeks, which is the approximation for Thaemine to release on the 17th of April, you only need 125,000 blues. And you're getting around 80 to 90 non-tradables. You're getting a lot of the weekly tradable mats as well. 40 to 50k extra blues, that's gonna get you there. You're not gonna need any. You need 32,000 reds. You're gonna get that just in bound reds. You're definitely gonna be covered with your tradables that you're getting from your dailies. You need almost 4,000 stones. No worries, you're going to be getting that. Do your cubes, do your chaos dungeons, use your event mats to push onto your main character. You need 2 million shards. Well, you probably already have quite a bit right now, but you're still going to be able to earn likely even more than this just from doing your chaos dungeons. And I know this because I did the calculations on those characters myself at a 1580 and a 1610 eye level. You will get this as long as you're playing the game consistently on your main. I'm not saying you have to play 6 characters, all of them be at 1580 or above or anything like that. This is just by playing one character at 1590 right now, pushing on to 1610. You will have enough, and you will make enough gold as well, 245,000 gold. Even if you just played one character, you are still going to make every bit of 250,000 gold, okay? So even for those people that don't have a lot of alts, don't stress. If you're around 1585, 1590 right now, and you play the game consistently on your main, you can 100 million% make it to 1610 by the time Thaemine releases and be doing Thaemine normal on release, which is dope. This is kind of the natural order of the game, so to speak. If you're not using a bunch of tradables, you're not buying a bunch of mats, you're just playing consistently each day using bounds, maybe some tradables every now and then, you're likely going to be going from normal to normal to normal in terms of major raid releases or abyssal dungeon release. And that's typically what it's going to look like for more casual players that play consistently and more mid-tier players that play consistently. I'm trying to get a better idea at where the community's at, what your thoughts are and everything surrounding the Thaemine release. So let me know down in the comments. Now let's go ahead and move to hard mode. The first thing I need to say here is that Thaemine Hard is not for the casual player base. It is very hard to get to unless you have been playing very consistently with at least 3 or 4 characters since the release of the game up until now. But with that being said, let's get into the sauce. Am I personally going to make it to 1630? For me, I want a 25 weapon, so I gotta hone my 24, my 25, and past that, I will have to have all my armor pieces at plus 20 and then my chest piece at 21. If I'm able to accomplish all this before Thaemine releases, then I will continue honing my armor pieces as I'm able to. Now, within saying that, all of these materials that I'm going to need, I have listed out right here. And I've already done the math for myself in my roster of how many bounds I'm going to be getting. And in total, I'm going to need about 184,000 blues, which I'm going to earn plenty. I'm going to need about 180k reds to get there on average. Hopefully I don't pity my 25 weapon. Please prage with me. Guys, my honing luck has been very good at average or lower for my weapon on stream. So guys, when you see me streaming on Sundays and I'm honing my weapon, come in there, give me your luck, because that is the only way I'll ever hone my weapon again. Y'all have been giving me all the good energy, okay? So hopefully that continues. But I will have to buy some reds, very much likely, unless I get insanely lucky, and that's okay. I'm gonna have plenty of gold to do so. Then as far as the leap stone department, I'm gonna need about 8.7k. Well, I'm gonna get about 8.6k over the next 13 weeks. No biggie, we're there. For shards, I'm going to need about 4.5 million. Well, I'm going to get about 3.5 million over the next 13 weeks, and I already have around 150, about 900 when I'm making this video, so I should be just fine. If I have to buy a little bit, that's okay. It's not going to cost too much gold. And as far as the raw gold, I have 3 million right now. I'm going to earn another 5.2 or so if I make somewhere around 350 to 425k gold per week, which I've been doing pretty consistently. And so I'll have about 8.2 mil gold by that time, and I only need 580k gold to tap. So I'm not too worried about me reaching that point. And even if I don't have the raw mats, I will have the raw gold to buy any mats that I need and have plenty left over. And I did this simply by looking at my alts and seeing how many weekly tradables they got from each of their eye levels accordingly to the activities they're doing, and just adding them up for 13 weeks. So it's not too hard. You can definitely do this for yourself as well if you wanted to. You could even copy these numbers. I used a few characters to get these totals, and I averaged them, and then of course made it an even number. Even looking at the calculations from a 1620 to 1630 with a 23 weapon, it's still very doable, but you have to treat your main like your main. You're not going to get there by continuing to hone all of your alts as well and putting gold into their gems and all that kind of stuff too. You're really just going to have to focus on your main. And this is also kind of taking into account that you likely have at least 3 or 4 alts that are at 1580 or above. Thaemine Hard, this boy right here, it's a big deal to me. I feel like even watching the Korean race in Thaemine Hard was insane. It was so cool. It made me so freaking hyped up for it to come to our version. And we are getting it unnerfed. This is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the first raid that we have received in the West unnerfed. And it's the big boy. It's the king daddy of raids. And this kind of brings me to my next point, the big question of why am I even pushing it, and should you do that? I can't speak on what you should do, but the biggest advice that I can give you is that you should play to have fun. And that's how you should always have been playing, because this is a video game. And so you should do whatever you find is fun and then what you're going to enjoy. Past that, why I'm going in, why I'm pushing, and I'm trying to get a 25 weapon, and I'm going hard until the release of Thaemine, is because the group of people that I raid with are not only extremely competent in the game, they have mad hands, and possibly the most important factor is that they are insanely fun to play with. And I could 100% see myself raiding with these people for hours, for days. And that is very well what it might take for us to venture deep into the Thaemine raid. And of course, I've never been in Thaemine, so can I say, yeah, we're gonna clear gate 3 or in gate 4 and everything else? No, of course I can't. Are we gonna clear gate 1 and 2? Yes, we are for sure gonna do that, and I'm not too concerned about that. But as far as pushing into gate 3 and 4, that's where everyone seems to have the biggest concern about DPS checks and having strong enough gear. For that, I can't comment on because I just don't know. But I do know that my raid group is extremely good at the game, and if it's possible for us to clear because of our mechanics, then we are going to clear it. And if strictly because our items do not have enough power level on them, we won't clear, and that's okay. But I'm feeling hopeful, and I have a lot of confidence in the group that I'm going to play with, and so that is why I'm pushing. But for those of you who are pushing to Thaemine Hard, let me know down in the comments. Are you trying to get a 25 weapon? Are you just trying to get to 1630 in general? Do you already have a group? Are you pushing there solo? Let me know down in the comments. I'm very curious to hear where the community's at, where you're at, what the situation is. So don't be shy. Hit me in the comments because I want to know. Now guys, that's everything for this specific video, but I have a couple more on deck. Number one being, where should you be investing your gold in to get the most damage out of the gold you're spending? And also, where does our damage actually even come from? How many sources are there? What should you be paying attention to? Etc. So if either of those things interest you, make sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel because you won't want to miss them. And also, I stream every Sunday on Twitch. If you're watching this on Sunday, then click on the link below. Go see if I'm live on Twitch. Come say hi. But guys, that concludes everything for this video, and I will see you out there in Arcadia. I hope you have a fantastic day.